Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on the new Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. I have it right here, lo tengo acá, and we're gonna talk about it today. So if you wanna continue watching and see my thoughts on this concealer and also how it wears for the day, then please go ahead and do so. Okay bonitas, we're gonna get right into this concealer. I am very excited to talk about this. I already went ahead and started off my makeup. Now we have to do some concealer here. And really quickly for the eyes, I am wearing the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Palette, my favorite palette. I hope they bring it back for good porque esa paleta está buenísima. So let's go ahead and talk about this concealer. So this is what the concealer looks like. Así se ve. It looks just like the foundation, except obviously in a concealer packaging. I do have my little notes right here. This does retail for $29. They have a pretty good shade range. When I went and started, I was like, ooh, this looks good. This is also in the shade 260 medium warm. So I'm gonna open it like that. Pueden ver. Very self-explanatory. I do like this doe applicator. I feel like it kind of does have like a little bit of like a lifted effect there. So we are going to be talking about this concealer. Let's put it on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I usually do with foundation. I'm gonna do one side with a sponge and the other side with a brush. I do have these two tools. I do really wanna say there is a brush, but unfortunately I did not get it. I thought they had it in store and I actually asked them if they had it in store and they gave me E5 and the brush is the F5. So I do want to go back and get this brush because I love a good brush. It says that it's out of stock at my local Sephora, so I'll have to wait for it, but I do love Makeup by Mario brushes, but we're just going to use this one right here. This is the Sephora 71, and while I apply it, I will talk about its claims. So like I said, this is in the shade 260. Look how creamy and lightweight this looks. Look at that. And when you first apply like that, you're like, is this gonna have pigment? Because it definitely does look a little more lightweight, and it feels like more sheer, but it's not. Look, you're gonna see. Look at this coverage. So this is a natural finish with medium buildable coverage. And this is supposed to be a good multi-use product. It's supposed to lift, blur, and brighten. And I definitely do think this is giving me brightness. I did swatch a few shades of this concealer, but I felt like this one suited me the best. Everything else looked a little too light. This one I felt like on my toe next to the other ones did look a little bit more in like that yellow warm that I like. So I feel like this just, look at that right away. Like it just looks stunning. And I appreciate the fact that it's not too luminous, but it's not matte, but it feels like a very hydrating consistency, which I definitely need for my under eyes. I do tend to have more dry under eyes. It's funny because everything is pretty much oily, but then the under eyes, they stay just matte with the powder. So I love a good hydrating formula, and I feel like this one really delivers. Look at that. Look at the difference. Like that is such a good difference. And it just looks so smooth and just like blurring almost. Now, I do want to let you guys know that this does say that it's a crease-free type of formula, but my under eyes, I just have very creasy under eyes. They will crease no matter what. So I always go in with my powder that I like to use to set my under eyes, and that is the e.l.f. one. So I'm just going to take that right onto the under eye, and I'm going to just take care of that right away. And it's working really nicely with my powder, which I appreciate. I think it's because this formula is so extremely lightweight that it really allows for everything to just look so nice and smooth. Look at that. So that's another thing that I really look for in a concealer is how are you going to work with my powders? And it's working so well. It says here, it is good for dark circles. It's a crease proof and long wearing with self-setting formula. The crease proof, I can't speak for that because like I said, my under eyes will crease no matter what. So I always have to set them. This does contain 2 highlighted ingredients. The first one is caffeine, which visibly reduces puffiness and dark circles, which is great. I personally, it's early right now, it's 8:37 a.m. So I'm using this in the morning, and obviously I want to conceal those imperfections. I want to depuff. Yesterday I went to dinner with my bestie, so we had a few drinks. So this morning I'm like, whew, pero like it's doing its job. It also does have fermented marine microorganisms, which smooth skin with a collagen-like stimulation and a visibly tightening effect. So I really like the fact that it's giving me that awake look. It's feeling really nice and hydrating. It doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. And when you first apply it, you may be like, ooh, is that going to be heavy? Pero no, like it's not heavy whatsoever. And I'm gonna dust away that remainder of the powder, but look how beautifully it sets con mi polvo with the powder. It doesn't look cakey, it looks so smooth with the powder, and that's what I love. So you guys can see the difference. Pueden ver la diferencia. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take the product on this side and we are going to apply it with our brush. I really wanna try that Makeup by Mario brush now, because I do love a good concealer brush. It's such a good creamy formula. And the pigment is there. It's just a very like hydrating formula too. I was worried that this product was gonna have like those like shimmery like particles in it, like the foundation. Pero honestamente, honestly, I'm not seeing it. So that's a good thing. And to be honest, for my skin type, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Surreal foundation. It's pretty, but it's not like my absolute favorite just because of my skin type. I get very, very like oily super fast with certain formulas, and I think that's a formula that my skin just looked very dewy. I also feel like that foundation looks great on somebody that has really nice smooth skin, and for me, you guys know I have texture, so I was just like, it's pretty, but it's just not the best for my skin type or my skin concerns. Okay. Like, look how nicely it blends. And if anything, I feel like this one, because I am using a brush, it is giving me a little bit more coverage. So I would say, honestly, either with a brush or a sponge, it applies beautifully. So don't feel like you need a brush to apply this. For me personally, I like to use both tools. Sometimes I like to go in and kind of like pack it on with a brush, and then I'll go and further blend it out with a sponge. For example, right here where it's kind of like a harsh line right there, I'll probably take my little sponge and just blend it out. But if you're looking for a good concealer brush, this one by Sephora Collection is really good. Do not sleep on Sephora Collection. I'm just gonna go to clean this up. Sephora Collection has some really, really good products. Okay, like look at that. I just had to go in with the sponge to clean up this edge and that. But here where the part is laying, like it looks so good, and I love this brightening effect. It awakens the eyes. It feels very, very lightweight. It just feels good on the under eyes. So that I can definitely appreciate. I also feel like this color in 260, the medium warm, is a really good shade for me. So I'm just going to go in right here, aquí, and put my powder. We're gonna let that set into the skin with the powder. Then I do want to go here in the midsection and see how everything blends out. I always like to do a little bit more coverage on my nose porque I do have rosacea there. And I'm just gonna blend, blend, blend. And also right here. Blends so well with the rest of the makeup. I am wearing today for complexion. I do have on, where is it? Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. And I feel like it's working really well with the concealer. This is what we have going on. Ooh, those under eyes look good. Okay, let's blend everything out. Look at that. It just looks so good. I really love how it applied. It applied so nicely. It blended so smoothly with both tools, a sponge and a brush. It's extremely lightweight, and I think best of all, I love the fact that it works so well with my favorite powder because I have to set every time I apply concealer, no matter what. I also like the fact that this color does give me that brightness. It doesn't overly brighten my skin, which is very good. So yeah, those are like the things that I love so far about it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup. I'll come back and give you guys my first initial thoughts, and then we can start this wear test porque estoy muy excited. Right now it is 9:06 a.m. and we are going to talk about the new Makeup by Mario concealer. So I finished my entire face of makeup, and this is what it looks like once it's all together. And I have to say, I love how this concealer looks. Like, it works so beautifully with the rest of my products, which is something that I appreciate. Of course, you guys saw on camera how it worked with my powder, and that was the most important thing. but everything else looks absolutely beautiful with it. I have to say, I really am a fan of how this is looking on my under eyes. Obviously, we're gonna do the wear test for the entire day, but like, just look how nicely this blends into the skin. It gives that brightening effect. It also just has a really good lightweight consistency, which what more can you ask for? So like I said, everything right now, so far so good, but of course we need to see if this is going to be worth our $29. So I'm gonna be wearing this for the entire day. I'll also do my in natural lighting check-in so you guys can see how this looks up close with the natural daylight. First impression so far, really loving it, very impressed. I wasn't expecting anything less, but just because I wasn't the biggest fan of the Surreal foundation, I was like, I wonder cómo me va a ir con este. I will see you guys later. Los veo luego. Bonitas, I wanted to show you guys the concealer in natural lighting. Así se ve. Look at that. It looks so nice, so smooth. It does not look cakey with my powder, which is like the #1 thing that I appreciate. Also on this side, you guys can see like it just looks really, really nice. So smooth, so lightweight, like me encanta. Let me know what you think, but I think it looks great with natural lighting, which is honestly the most important because natural lighting is like what we're out in. So if it looks good with natural lighting, I think it's gonna be definitely a big plus for the concealer. So see you guys later. Okay, bonitas, I am back. It is 6:41 p.m. and here we have it with the concealer. And you guys can see how this looks. So the rest of the face is getting dewy, como pueden ver, but the under eyes are still so nicely and intact. Little to no creasing. The last time I saw you guys was about like, what, 9:30? So the fact that we're literally about to be at 7 p.m. and this still looks this good, I'm like, wow. By this time with certain concealers, I'm creasing a lot, but this is holding up very, very well. I like the fact that my under eyes don't look dry. They don't look cakey. Like it just looks really nice. Right now the sun is setting, which is why it's literally hitting my face. I didn't want to do this any later because I am going to be heading out soon. I want to get this review for you guys, but I got a good, what is it, like 6-hour wear out of this, and I'm very impressed. This is definitely something I see myself using because I really like this formula. Like I said, I feel like I like this concealer formula better than the foundation. For me, this is really good. So this is probably the concealer you'll see me using a lot lately. I think Mario did an incredible job with this. Love the shade, love how it looks, love how it wears. It's wearing so nicely. I am very curious to try the House Labs one because I know that one's coming out very soon. So I'll try that one and maybe then I'll compare them and see which one I would recommend more. But this formula is really, really nice. It's honestly, and I'm gonna say this because I recently reviewed this one right here and I really liked it, the Makeup Forever HD Skin. This one I took to LA with me for like 7-8 days. Love it. I feel like it's good for like every day, but I feel like this is like the next step up when you want more coverage and you want it to really last. I think this is good. So like every day for like somebody who wants like more of that natural coverage, and then when you want like that one step up, more coverage but still looks like skin, the Makeup by Mario is really good. Let me know if you guys have tried this concealer. If you have, share your thoughts down below. Love interacting with you guys. And I think that's pretty much it. So if you guys did enjoy watching this review and wear test, please give this video a big thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing these videos for you guys. And I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you bonitas have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y los veo pronto. Adios.